All right, let's change RebornOS. We've installed everything with the ISO from 2021 December, October, I think. And when I see this, I always get the reflex, okay, let's go get the ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. But we're here for the ArcoLinux tweak tool. What am I on? Right, first have a look around. RebornOS, okay, thank you. Is Yay available? It is. Is Paru available? No. Yay, ArcoLinux tweak tool. Tweak tool. Number 1, enter. Ah, that's not number 1. So numlock on. Enter, enter. And off we go. Time for a sip. And then we have the ArcoLinux tweak tool that we launch. Desktop. Let's first get everything in. What do I mean? You can't do anything if you don't have keys. All the configurations of i3, LeftWM, Qt, Monad, Awesome, BSPWM, Mate, Cinnamon, I mean 28 of them, are all here on the ArcoLinux repos. If you want to have access to the Endeavor repo, you do this. If you want to have access to the Xero Linux repo, you do this. If you want to have access to the Chaotix, aka Garuda repo, interesting Linux things in there, and Xero Linux has interesting NVIDIA packages. So voila, if you install all of that, suddenly the ArcoLinux tweak tool changed into a shop. Pacman can install packages from here if you select it. Pacman.conf is now changed, and it has 3 lines. It would have another line for Nemesis or EndeavorOS. It's just a click away, and then that's that. So a sudo pacman -syyu again will add stuff to it. ArcoLinux tweak tool coming from the ArcoLinux repo. You just activate it up here. The keys are known to the system. Pacman says, I know the key, I know the mirror, and pacman.conf has it. And we would like to add, after Excel here that we've made yesterday, before yesterday, RebornOS, right? The next ISO, the next distro to support the ArcoLinux tweak tool. And that's the fun. We want to move around the world, the ArcoLinux world, with our packages, with our tools, with our settings. So auto starting, anything that you find in the .config auto start is there. If you want to have Awesome, you need to install it. But first we need to restart ATT. If you want support, check it out. Read the text that is provided in here when you launch it from the tweak tool, from the terminal. You'll see some text here. And I'll have to make something new for the RebornOS here. That's cool. He knows already where he is. That's cool. Awesome. Errors occurred. No packages were upgraded. I wanted to say is installed, but here you go, right? Keys, 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 keys. It's always the same thing. If something goes wrong, it often is the keys. Quit. Close window. How about the keys? Sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux key ring. Reinstalling 22.04.24.1. Let's have a look on my other screen. Sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux tweak tool. ArcoLinux key ring. We have version 2022-24.1. Okay, exactly the same. So that's something we can do if we have issues with keys. Get the keys in. Now I don't think that's the reason. I think there's another reason. Let's see. we have here a mixture of repos. That might be the reason too. Let's try another install. No, that was the reason. Awesome has been installed. The reasoning I had is if there's package X that's on RebornOS and ArcoLinux and EndeavourOS and Garuda, right? Where is it going to get it? From the first etc/pacman.conf, the first line it encounters and has that package, that's where it's coming from. Okay, quit ATT by xfce logout logout. What are we greeted with? This looks like a LightDM thing. Okay, and then we've got this Super Shift R reloading. The wallpaper is the one on xfce, but what's always going to work on a tiling window manager is Super Enter. Let's do a neo fetch. Why? So you know what you have. You have Alacrity. Okay. Super Shift D is the D menu. Firefox. Firefox is installed. Super Q is stopping. Super Shift Q is also stopping. Super X is also stopping, but with nice icons and some more choices. Or even a lock, or even other beautiful save settings. Super X. Hand-drawn icons by yours truly. So things like that, that's fun. Okay, Ctrl-Alt-E is our tweak tool. It's a keyboard shortcut on all our machines. And we have here desktop. Awesome. There is more. It's all available. Fixes. Fix key will be no issue at all. The only thing it needs is Alacrity. So you can follow along in Alacrity. Okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You can follow along. This is something for RebornOS, if they do something with it or not. No public key, error reading key. Set the mainstream servers from ArcoLinux. You can only continue this thing if this is finished, right? We have to wait. And then it comes done, you can close this window. And then if you close that window, then everything kicks in again. Pacman keys fixed. Set mainstream. Let me go to shell. Well, Ctrl-T, neo fetch. What am I on? I'm on bash. Okay. So I stick to bash. I say it's already installed, bash completion. So no need to click this thing. And I install the ArcoLinux tweak tool, bash RC configuration. It's now available. It's now present. Oh, Ctrl-T. I can now type. We were here. Fixes. Set mainstream. And mirror list is available. So this is now the mirror list created by CNCHI. Okay. When I click here, it isn't anymore. Super Q. When I check it again, it's changed. These are the best servers of Arch. And that's what we mean by mainstream. Super X. Reset everything. Go and have a look. It's all back. If you have reflector, and I suppose they have, let's see. Sudo pacman -r reflector. It's available. So you can click this button and it works. If you want to have rate mirrors, then you need to install it. Rate mirror. Now, because of the fact that I opened up shop, right? Remember, Pacman, I've opened up shop. We have rate mirrors from there. So during this whole video, I have access to the ArcoLinux repo. It might be that this thing exists also here or somewhere else, or on RebornOS, right? I don't know. But now I have access to, well, all of them. Well, what you see here, plus RebornOS, and it's coming from there. So if you do a restart ATT, you'll see that the button is a bit changed. It's not gray, but now you can click it. Application, just a different application. Same thing, we want to have the fastest server and mirror list. Super X. This is the gpg.conf. gpg.conf nano etc. Was that? There it is. GNU pg.conf. This guy is actually here. I'll read it. etc/pacman.d/GNU-pg/gpg.conf. It's all about keys again. And if you want to have keys that support, well, that the servers that support getting keys, then I'm afraid Ubuntu is still the best one of them. But you can try all the others later if this one does not work. Same here, but it's just a different place. So you get this extra lines, extra key servers. Sometimes it's necessary for the stuff from AWAR. grub. Look at that. Look at that. So we're using the same the same Vimix thing. Sudo pacman minus remove. And now what? Let's see. Reborn, Cosmic Common, Cups, Graphic, XFCE, Greeter, Image, Logo, Mirror. Okay. Vimix, grub things, grub theme Vimix, there he is. Grub 2 theme Vimix kit. That's gonna be an issue, I'm afraid. File system, boot, yeah, boot, grub, wrong place, this place, Vimix. Nope, it's not gonna be an issue. No, no, yes, no. Apply the Vimix theme. We'll see. Let me see. Sudo pacman minus. It happens to be the same theme on ArcoLinux. And ours is called also Vimix. We don't have the wallpapers. There are the wallpapers. Okay, what can I do? I do the following: sudo pacman minus remove grub to grub. That's why it's not working. Numlock. Grub to theme Vimix. If I get rid of that, and I get the sudo pacman minus s ArcoLinux grub, I think, theme Vimix. There is a development one and a normal one. If we gotta get that back in, okay. Now I don't know, of course. Let's play some more. So back in remove and back in install and back in install. Okay, now we know, right? So what can I do in order for this thing to work? Grub2 theme Vimix kit is the name, and I'll tell the system that it conflicts with that particular file. Let me first look up, where did I put it? Okay, found it. So number 3. Okay, so this one, package build, conflicts with the one we see here. There he is. So grub to theme vmix git. Is that correct? There is a grub to theme vmix git. There's a grub theme vmix. Anything else? Because we're doing the job. So it's time to check out grub vmix. So that's ours, and that's also on our system. Grub theme vmix community, that's in there at the end. Yeah, this is grub 2 theme vmix git, and a lot of other stuff. Okay, so this is the one that it conflicts with. Let's check again. Grub 2 theme vmix git. Grub 2 theme vmix git. No typos allowed. Save. Now I have a development version and another one. Compare. So this guy needs to be added here, and that's because this is dev. That's the dev one, yes. That's the other one, okay. And here I'm doing something differently, I see. Let's make it the same. And then we have here the dev and here the vmix. There the dev and here the themes. Dev. Okay. Save. There's only one thing I forgot to do. Not unimportant. New number. Number 2. And number 2. Now we save this thing. Oh, that's not safe. Save. Voila. And this is what happens after the screens, or behind the screens better. Things you don't see. Time for a drink. So on the ArcoLinux Tweak tool, I think I'll have to get an extra button if we're on RebornOS. We'll tell them to install, to create a button, to show a button, to install ours, ATT vmix. Voila, that's where, here, ArcoLinux repo. Then you go to the repo and you say, dear repo, there are 2 more packages, and everybody will get the change, not just the virtual machine here. Nothing has changed inherently to the package. Only Pacman knows now if you have that package, it conflicts with that. And then you get this yes no thing. And that's what I want, the yes no thing. Alright, he'll do his thing. let's go to that button, Control C. What happens if we update? Nothing. What happened if I say now go get ArcoLinux grub theme vmix git, and I say yes, and it's not yet up to date. Okay, invalid. Was I too soon? We have a fixed keys. I'm not sure if that's gonna help. Was there a wrong copy paste? Let's see. ArcoLinux grub theme vmix. Yeah. Number two. Looks good. It is the ArcoLinux repo that is the problem. So it's gonna be the theme vmix I just made. Right. The mirror. This is the last mirror. Update. Voila. Sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux grub theme vmix git. And now we see this yes/no question. ArcoLinux grub theme vmix git and that one are in conflict. Do you want to remove the other one? Yes, please. And now we don't see any conflicts anymore. So that's for the future already future-proof, so to speak. And if we restart everything, and this vmix is now our vmix. All the themes, wallpapers are in there. So we could go for this one or that one or this one. This one is from Garuda, this is EndeavourOS, this is from Excel, this is from ArcoLinux, and you choose. So apply the vmix theme is step 1, choose and apply the wallpaper is step 2, and then eventually if you want to go and reset everything back. Okay. Super X, and then reboot since it's grub, right? And here we have RebornOS. New grub theme. That's the advantage. I don't need to write anything for RebornOS because we have the same lines, vmix lines, right? This is not nice, having these small windows. Super X logout. Sometimes it helps to log out, log in again, but not this one. Ctrl-Alt-T, ArcoLinux tweak tool. So that's that. So LightEM is active. Not that one, not that one. Yeah, nice, same text. That's what I want to check. And then LightEM. How to log on if you want, XFC if you want, DBSPWM if you want. Install. It's installing here. And then I don't know if it's immediately available. Nah, you need to restart because it needs to reload. And then we can log in to something else. Choose first to auto login. Oh, Eric. Choose first to auto login. And then we have BSP.11. Then we do apply settings. And there's other options. Let's see how it looks now. Quit ATT. Super X logout. Restart, of course. Restart. Voila. It's a lovely shade of gray. What's the book again, right? The shades of gray thing. But if you want to have a wallpaper, of course, it's pointing to certain packages, certain places on your system, and you don't have it. So voila. Those are the wallpapers. Super Shift R, and it's always gonna be a little bit better. A render, not installed, sudo pacman -s a render. I kind of like it more or better than the X render thing, and this is why. Or I'll do a Super Shift D, a render. You see here the virtual layout view outputs virtual 1 resolution. This one, and save. Quit. Nice wallpaper. Super Shift R, reload, and we have 10 desktops. The ArcoLinux tweak tool. Is it possible to have that for RebornOS? We can install lots of stuff, but actually you can install also lots of stuff with, I think it was called Reborn Fire or something. Well, I don't see it here, but something Fire. Firefox A Fire. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll leave you to explore RebornOS. We've done that one. Log in, install SDM, auto reboot. Log in, yeah. So we can auto log in if you want. In what desktop? PSPWM, XFCE, another one. Just for the fun. It's just so fun. Dusk, install. Maybe you've never heard about it. Dusk is interesting. It's a DWM spin-off, and it's its own desktop. Really it is. If you go and dive into the code, you'll agree with me. So, oh my god, what's this? So if it's not in there, you know what to do. The machine needs to go over the user share X sessions, what's in there in that particular folder, and then you can say, okay, there is more. There is also Dusk. ArcoLinux Simplicity is the default one, but there is so much more, and this we can do automatically. So immediately this one, we can install Bibata cursor. We're getting Advaita. It's a bit, that's not correct what I'm gonna say, might be wrong. Let's see. Mouse and touchpad, behavior theme. Yeah, it was only Advaita that was there. So, okay. So now we can choose. Remember, this is SDDM, right? In the beginning, not here. This is not SDDM. It's before the desktop. LightDM, the same. LXDM, the same. So we can apply these settings. Let's take sugar candies a long while ago. So I'm choosing for SDDM. If I enable it, almost forgot it. So it really is separately, because it's also when we type it in the command line, sudo system ctl enable SDDM with force. That's what we type. So this thing is exactly the same thing. Choose whatever you want, fine, but don't forget to enable it. Super X reboot. Back to the small screen, but as you see, it works. We're immediately logged in here, and this is what used to be our default in the past, but this is the reason why we switched. You have to be patient till this thing comes open, and we have 28 desktops. It gets quite long and filled up, and you can't scroll to the other ones, and Simplicity does not have that. So voila. A render, outputs, resolution, 1920 1080. Do this, and this time save it. Save as screen layout Eric, and it's now on your machine. Super Shift R and reload, and you have now something in here, screen layout. And if you make this one as a startup, if you tell them to always start up with this thing, basically that's what you do. X-render, a long line. Okay. Actually, that's a good exercise. That's a good exercise. So the ArcoLinux tweak tool, Ctrl-Alt-E. Let's add. You can tell this can be anything, right? Blah blah blah. Oh, command can't be anything. Command can be anything. This one needs to be Ctrl-H. Where is it? Screen layout. That one. Hello. Add. So next time around, this thing will boot up. The screen layout thing, X-render, A-render, will kick in. Grub, done. Login, done. Working fine. Nothing to see here. It's now inactive, so we know immediately here up here active, inactive. So that's that. LXDM, install LXDM auto reboot. Okay. This is a work in progress. This has been only there 2 days because of Axel. LXDM, and the only thing you can do is enable. Well, you get something similar like this one in the future. Quit add super X reboot. It's slow. Come on. Reboot. You can always, right? Kick the guy into gear. Come on, reboot. This is LXDM, default one. Like SDM, they have also defaults. Oops. We're now in Awesome. Well, and Awesome doesn't care about a render at all. So the script that we've put in there. Super X logout. Defaults. XFCE. Let's go there. Now we don't need to set the size of our screen always. Look at those colors. ArcoLinux tweak tool. I always launch it like this because then I see the messages where you try to be transparent of what you clicked, what happens to your system. So the LXDM, okay, back to LightDM. Next time I reboot, it's gonna be LightDM again. And of course, well, if I apply this setting, it's gonna be auto login into PSPWM, no, into XFCE, and voila. There's also the slick greeter that's there. The mirrors are okay. Paste was already installed, I believe. Yep, fine. NeoFetch is the Ctrl-Alt-T thing. And let's see. Now we're going to go for Bash, right? Bash. And what was I thinking? If we type a little bit less, no blocks, no title, and then apply. Ctrl-T. A little bit is gone here. So you decide what you like to have and like to show off with, because basically that's it. You show off some stuff on your machine. Okay, with lolcat is much nicer, but then maybe let's wait for it. Now it's installed. Yeah, each time you open one, it's gonna be a little bit different. As you see, the coloring is, yeah, rainbowish. Lolcat, right? It's just an application. Okay, back one. shopping time, right? Open up stuff. And that's maybe something we can do. Let's say I want to have a look at what's in Chaotix repo. They probably have the PAMAC as well. There is PAMAC AUR, GTK to install. I like to test if the ArcoLinux PAMAC all, as our own build from Manjaro, is working. That's normal, young guy, because I just opened it up. So go get the database. And then we have problems, right? Remove PAMAC AUR. That's interesting to see. But first, let's then run the PAMAC manager. So voila. Repositories, Chaotic AUR, open it up, scroll. Yep, scroll. And here we are with our scroller, and we go down, and suddenly our scroller becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. We're at the G and we're at K now, so it really is hundreds of packages. The same here, hundreds of packages, and the same here, the big guys, extra large. Well, guys of 1 gig, 2 gig, 300, above 100 megabyte. VM Workstation, those are the big guys. WPS Office, 1.4 gigabyte. But you got a free Microsoft Office thing. It seems like it's a clone. Enfin, choices, check it out. As you see, my reflex is install, fine, stop. And stick to maybe something like this. Back to the basics, back to Arch. And of course, if you're on RebornOS, if you type update now, is back to the basics, means also RebornOS. Core, Extra, Community, Multilib. These 4, and keep away from the testing unless you know what you're doing. Okay, privacy, let's see. Oof. Oh. First, enable ArcoLinux repo. So we made a message for you guys, right? Sometimes people forget, and voila. Enable it again. Privacy. Okay, now we can install it. Super interesting thing. ArcoLinux.com, HBlock, a whole article about it. It's on GitHub. And here for your Firefox extension, uBlock Origin. All about safety, privacy, trackers, spammers, all these kind of fun things. This is a more complex bit in the tweak tool, because Samba is actually something you learn in the 3rd grade or 3rd year of the university, applied informatics. And it's a way to share files over your network, be it at home, be it at work. But we keep it very simple. And first of all, this is active, so we don't need to be here unless you don't seem to be able to connect to other servers, to other computers. So many distros provide you with this particular file with something different in there. So if there is a choice, if there is a unique way of defining what is in the NS switch, we'll give it in the drop down, and you choose the one that works for you. Apply the selected switch or reset to the one that's provided here. We shall have a look here as well. What's what the developers have thought that should be in the NS switch. So there are differences. That's one. So installation not necessary, it's there. And Samba then is providing servers, a kind of server, so that other people in your network, home network, not the internet, on your home network, can get to your folder. And that's the easiest thing. It will create a shared folder, and everybody can write to it, and everybody can delete it and push things on it. And it's basically one folder where you can use it as a transfer folder. Anything that can go in, out, etc. But there's a more complex as well. That's the next one, the user shares. But then you need to have things that work, and things that work are called the tuner plugin, so for XFCE, for Cinnamon, Nemo, and for Mate. Right mouse click on any folder in your home directory and share. And then folder is then shared. Personally, I'm the guy that says, okay, don't make it difficult, more difficult than it needs to be. KISS. Samba is installed. Easy apply. So if you click here, there's no configuration. Samba comes without configuration. We give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 configurations. That's one I use. Apply selected Samba. And then of course somebody needs to get access. You have to give Eric, in this case, access. And you type in a password and say to your sister or brother or whatever in the family at home, that's my computer, that's the login, that's the password, voila. And they can have access to the shared folder or the other folders. That's it. That's it. Shells. We've already done this in the beginning. So our shell is looking a little bit different than it used to be. And that's the fun with melt application. A right mouse click and you can melt it if you have custom actions. There are no custom actions here. So melt is a great application. Sudo pacman -s melt. You can actually type, if I'm not mistaken, bash rc and .bash rc. Is it minus or dot back? Voila. So these are the differences. This is what we started with the back, and this is what we have. As important is this the last thing. These aliases require software. If you want to type probe as an alias, you need to have this one. If you type RAM, rate, mirrors, then you need this application. So all these things are used in some way in the aliases that we have. And one of these guys, you see what's going to happen here. Install this and install that, etc. So now we have yay. And you type rip, and rip is working. What did I install last? Most. And before that, and before that. Why is it not working? Here is Samba installed. You see? So there are some neat things in these aliases, but we require, of course, software to run it. Okay, that's done. That's gone. So apply. ZSH. There is no ZSH. Does not seem to be installed. So install only ZSH and restart. Restart. Shells. ZSH is installed. Maybe we can complete things. If you type along, tap, ZSH completion. That's now installed. If you restart ATT, let's test that. It should be smart. It should know and tell you, that's installed and that is installed. I'm not going to do the ZSH syntax highlighting to see how it looks without highlighting these colors. And my ZSH git is not installed. Install it first. That we can do. Override your ZSHRC. Is there a ZSHRC? Yes. And it's ours. It's the ATTs. So if you don't have anything, if you don't have a ZSH, it will provide one, otherwise it won't work. Restart ATT. And you can always override and set it back. So if you did have something original, then it's in here. You can always set things back. That's the point. Reset the original ZSHRC. So basically back goes to here. And you can choose some Themes, a few themes, or you can say, okay, whatever, random. Every single time I'll have something random. With these things, just like the LightDM, SDDM, you have to apply these things. Quit. Super X is not going to work. This is not a tiling window manager. Log out and log out and log back in. And we're still on LXDM. And we're back, but we're on ZSH. And this is the theme JN Rowe. Jonathan Rowe or John Rowe. Enfin. So Control T. Now we're on Zen. Control T. Now we're on Super Gerin. And maybe you're looking at these colors. It's not about the colors. It's about this. That's different each time. And if you then start to work, you'll see that all kinds of things have different colors. So that's ZSH for you. Control T, ArcoLinux. Ah yeah, the coloring. So there's this as coloring now. So the ZSH complete syntax highlighting is not there yet. Just wanted to see how that looks without it. Shells, ZSH. Ah, it is already installed. Oh, my mistake. I'll check this out, why it installed it. Okay, it's all in code, right? Fish. Install fish auto reboot. Okay. So another shell. Shells. Install the ATT PageRC configuration. Sorry, fish. Install just the ATT config fish, or set something back if you had something there, or just get everything else, all the extra applications. But first apply fish, quit ATT, log out, and then fish gets applied. And we're on fish, right? And then we can go on with the tweak tool. ArcoLinux tweak tool. This is fish. This is always strange. The best thing to explain it to people is, have you ever tried fish and then tried this, -S, and then tab? Oh my God. It tells you what it is. List all packages in the repository. Show less information, alternate installation route, search remote repositories. There are things you never used before, never seen before. Okay, so it's a way to learn, and the rest applies as well. Q, 60 more rows to learn. Display members of all packages group. So if I ask what's inside Mate extra, extras, another group name. Let's try one I'm pretty sure of, XFCE4. Oh, okay, so probably not. And there's the other guy, goodies. How do they come up with all that, right? So that's what's inside that group. All right, ArcoLinux tweak tool again. So this is fish. Terminal, shells, fish, and this we haven't done. That's a little bit more information, that's all it is. Now have all this. Otherwise you'll only have the config fish and always a backup. If you never used fish, this is exactly the same thing. Then you're going to mess up the code and then you still have the backup. That's always there. Terminals. Alacrity and more themes, actually quite nice. And I cannot improve this little application. Themes just provides all kind of elements. If you are not on XFCE4 terminal, but if you are, close window, if you are on Alacrity, which we can't type, let's have a look. Here he is. If we do now Alacrity themes, we see immediately what we'll get. So there's hundreds of things like this. I'm going to go for page down to get some idea. Oh, that was Garuda I saw. Garuda Dragonized. Voila, chosen. Okay, and then you start working on the machine. It's gonna have this look. So Alacrity and more themes. Set the ATT. We have one particular Alacrity theme. Or reset everything. Install XFCE4 terminals. So the F12 is something that we kind of like, the drop down of XFCE4, but we can make, if we install this one and you do Control T, this is XFCE terminal, but there is so much more themes now available in preferences, in appearance, in colors, in load presets. Because of the button we clicked, we've got a few choices, just a few more. Okay, and you just choose. And Termite, we've made a lot of packages for Termite, but Termite kind of stopped. But what do you know, everything still works. And maybe you're a fan. Voila, you've got Termite, and there's so many themes here. You can choose whatever theme, and we've made them ourselves. So ArcoLinux, we kind of put a lot of time in it, and then it dies. Terminal fun, neofetch, Control T. Yep, we've got it. Use lolcat, Control T. Check. What about something else? Paleofetch with some color effects. Control T. Yeah, we get then, of course, the ArcoLinux logo. We'll see what we can do. And we have fetch and lolcat. Okay, nice information. And there are so many other options. So just a click away. The color scripts is something that people saw me do within Excel. So all the time, each time we did something, it opened it up and it gave something else. These are called the color scripts. And I hope, no super Q. We have got super Q and ArcoLinux. I got to click a lot away now. Yeah, another one. No, please. And now we've got themes. Aha. So unavailable means i3 is not installed. Yeah. Awesome. I was installed. I can change the theme here, and I'll have myself an awesome look, but then a power arrow dark. Qtile, if installed, you can switch the theme, and user is nothing extraordinary, but many desktops do not have it. It's just Plasma that has it, I think. And I'm going to create an administrator, Joe, apply the settings. And maybe I can also go back to the login of LightYM. So XFCE, auto login, okay, fine, enable. And then we reboot. Everything is almost the way it was. Grub is still our grub, right? So voila, if we log out, we're back on LightYM. Check, Joe is there, check, I am Joe. I type in my password and I did not select the right, voila, but we are not. But did I not install DWM? How dusk it was. Okay, So now we have Joe, and Joe is a boss, meaning he can update the system. He can install install things. Just have to type Joe as password. Joe is not in the sudoers. Oops. Did I not make him administrator? I did make him administrator, I think. It's not in the sudoers file. What happened to it? Joe, the problem with the number switching, is that the reason? This is me, that's correct. This is, wait. Groups. He's in wheel. Joe is in wheel. To be investigated, I would say. And to get in contact with the guys of RebornOS. No problemo. We have contact already. Right, I think I've done everything. Ctrl-Alt-M is there as well. Unfortunately, this doesn't work. I think it would work if you launch the XF settings daemon in the background. Well, also a quick fix rather than a render, X render stuff. So this is the new look, the other look. Ooh, there's a nice wallpaper there. Okay. Everything done. I wanted to see the DWM as well. So that's installed. We need to make a button here to get the installation cleared. I know exactly what to do. Okay, alright. LightYM, mirrors, Backman, privacy, services, shells, terminals. This thing. Okay, 2 things to check. Voila, first visit to RebornOS. I will make sure that the ArcoLinux Tweak tool can support RebornOS. Alright, cheers.